country. You don't like her flag. What makes you think that we give a damn about that? There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit on TV.
Happy Hour is a Tell It As It Is series. You may hear some profanity, things you might find offensive, but that's how I am. I have no filter, and no problem telling my point of view. I don't discriminate. I'm simply an asshole to everybody.
Hello everybody and welcome to Happy Hour episode 21. It has been a few months since I've done this, so it's been real busy, a lot going on, and I've actually gotten a lot of emails, some Facebook messages saying, hey, where are you? Where's the show? We had a lot of fun. And I went in, kind of looked at the downloads of this episodes, or the last 20 episodes, I should say, and noticed that it's still being downloaded by the hundreds every single month. So obviously I was doing something right that people liked. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. But we're also trying this brand new today. I am live on Twitch. That's right. I am on Twitch right now. You know, to be honest with you, I couldn't even remember what my Twitch stream name is. That is really funny now that I think about it. Let me see if I can scroll over here and take a look. Yeah, I'm probably going to mess it up and all that. So I will figure that out. Okay. But there's a lot going on, a lot of changes that have happened in the last few months. A lot of you may know I have gotten engaged, and I think we are 20 days from today till M-Day, marriage date. That's right. Lorena and I are getting married February 29th, which happens to be a leap day. And I kind of like that because, one, it's unique. Pretty awesome, right? So every 4 years, we will do something big to celebrate our anniversary. But then the good thing for me, and don't tell Lorena, okay? Don't tell her, is if I forget, say February 28th, and she goes, did you forget our anniversary? Oh, no, babe, didn't forget. No, not at all. I was planning on doing it tomorrow, because of the leap day. So maybe I picked a good day to buy myself some time, whatnot. So we are, hopefully, my plans for the show, pending on viewership and all that, is to do this maybe once a week or once every other week. I haven't decided yet. It just depends on work schedules. I am running another company for another security company, and it does take a lot of time out of my day. It's been tough because I am now doing 12, 14-hour days from time to time, and it does take its toll on me, but I am enjoying it again, and I'm back with a group of people that I really do respect, and we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, so my show, for those of you that this might be your first time hearing, kind of give me an idea. I like to pick at everything. I don't necessarily go after politics. I don't go after movies. I don't go after what's in the news. I kind of talk about all kinds of things. Again, it's my show. I try to make it fun. I have been called quite a few different names by people that don't necessarily agree with what I have to say. And, that's one of my favorite things, freedom of speech. You may not agree with me. I may not agree with you, but that's my point of view, that we're talking about in the show. So we've got a few things. There's a few topics that I thought was really, really interesting. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what those are, and then we'll kind of get in to them in just a little bit. Before we do that, though, Adventures with Pappy. A lot of you know about my TV show that we've got. It's actually streaming right now on Amazon Prime. You can find it. Episode 1 is up on Amazon Prime. We have 2 episodes that are live on our YouTube channel, Adventures with Pappy. First one was Vulture City, which we might do a Twitch episode, I guess you could say, where I will stream the show and answer some questions, because it's got a pretty good following, over 400 downloads of the show. And then we've got episode 2, which was filmed in Blanding, Utah, which is up northeast of us here, near the Four Corners area. And that's actually the video showing you me getting engaged, plus going around some really interesting stuff out that way. And I plan on doing a lot more out there as well. Episode 3, It's Bustin' Jeeber, is actually... he is editing for me right now, and that will be a stunt show that I participated in Pinnacle Peak restaurant down in Tucson, Arizona, where it was a Wild West stunt show. So that should be pretty cool to see what's going on with that. So anyways, let's get going. So we're going to be talking about this coronavirus thing that's going around, a couple conspiracy theories that I've kind of seen emerging. And of course, you guys, if you listen to my show, you know I love conspiracy theories. Then we've got a really interesting one, which maybe I wish I could have done this when I got divorced, was man wants a trial by combat with his ex-wife. I mean, how cool would that be, right? And then we've got KFC. You know, this Beyond Meat thing is kind of taking it a little too far. So we're going to talk about that. Then we got a man, he robs a bank. But what's he robbing it to escape? I'll let you know. And then, of course, you all saw the State of the Union recently, and that's going to be part of my rant today. Not necessarily talking about the State of the Union, but what I call the state of disrepair. Disrepair. That's what we got. All right, so, you know, in the last episodes, I had talked about some of the movies and TV shows that I've been watching. I'm really stuck right now on The Mandalorian. That one is really interesting. I'm really enjoying that show, and it's been quite. It brings me back to the nostalgic of Star Wars and stuff like that. Starting to watch this Picard series. It's coming on CBS. That looks like it might be pretty fun. So we've got some interesting things that are coming out in the TVs and the movies recently. Apparently, there's another Fast and the Furious coming out. Eventually, they're going to be Fast and the Furious, you know, the porta potty years or something like that, when they get older and they're, you know, can't keep anything down. I don't know, something like that. That might be interesting. All right, so coronavirus. Now, before we get this, there's actually news reports of people, honestly, without a doubt, refusing to buy Corona beer. That would be because they're afraid of the coronavirus. Okay, now, first off, hey, I will drink that beer. If you don't want it, you can bring it right over to me, and Pappy will drink it all up. No problem. I will take that risk for you. If you are that freaking dumb, I will take that risk for you. Okay? Alrighty, so, coronavirus. Now, we all know that this is this global epidemic that is now going on, and it all started at Wuhan, China. Okay, that's where they say ground zero is located at. Okay, and basically, coronaviruses have been around forever. I mean, your common colds, flus, and stuff like that. Those are called coronaviruses. It's just this is now the. Let's see. Look at my notes. I want to make sure I get it right. It is the 2019 CNOV. So this is a new coronavirus that is come out. Now, I'm not a doctor in any way, and I'm not, you know, an epidemiologist and all that stuff, but you know, it's interesting. I've been doing a lot of reading on it because, you know, I deal with a lot of people every day in my job. People coming into the office and possibly, you know, dealing with people out on the field and all that. And, you know, I want to make sure this isn't something that, you know, I'm going to have to worry about. Now, they say, okay, that many of the patients during the outbreak, the beginning outbreak of this, actually had some, I don't know, they all together were some way part of a large seafood and animal market. Now, there's a lot of people saying that this comes from bats, which they do eat in Wuhan, China. It comes from snakes, they do eat in Wuhan, China. Maybe we should just say, what do they not eat in Wuhan, China? That might be interesting. But we've got that, and they say that they're not exactly sure how long this has been around, but then I think it was December 1st was the very first reported case, December 1st, 2019. And again, they don't really know where it originated from. But then people, that have been possibly around this, exposed to, may not know anything, because this can take up to 14 days to incubate and grow in your system, and before you actually start seeing your first symptoms of it. And then a lot of people think it's just a basic flu or cold or whatnot. But sorry about that. But we're not exactly sure. Now, what's interesting though. One of the conspiracies that I think is part of this is the doctor that reported this, the one that said that this is going to be an epidemic, has died. Now, he was exposed to the virus, but then when he started alerting the world, Chinese officials grabbed a hold of him, took him wherever it is they take them. And that's the last we heard of him until we found out he died. Now, did he die because of the Wuhan virus? Or not the Wuhan, the coronavirus? Or did he die because he was silenced? That's kind of interesting. Now, part of the conspiracy theory, though, it seems like every 100 years or so, there's a big epidemic or global, illness or a massive population of people that die, every 100 years. Let's look at 1720. In 1720, we had the bubonic plague. That killed over 100,000 people. Now, 1720 records weren't as good as they are now, so they're saying that could have been up in the millions. But 100,000 cases were reported at that point. Then we have 1820. A cholera outbreak went through Asian countries such as Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, killing hundred thousands of people. Now, again, records weren't that great. Could have been more. Most likely, yes. 1920. So now you're seeing this 1820 or 1720, 1820, 1920. We had the Spanish flu. There was over 500 million infections and over 100 million deaths. And that's what was reported. Now, record keeping is getting better at this point, but at the same time, you got these outer line areas that people might have passed away and they thought it was, a cold or whatnot, or didn't report it to the government. 2020. Is this going to be the next big outbreak, the next big epidemic? Now, we've already fought off Ebola, SARS, MRS. We're starting to see the anti-vaxxers allowing some of this stuff that we've basically thought we killed off. It's starting to lurch back into the system. What are we, with 2020? Is this going to be it? Is this going to be, the I Am Legend movie outbreak, where they try to save, humanity and by creating some type of way to fight the virus, but it ends up mutating, turning everybody to zombies. There's a movie called Contagion. That one's a really good one. That one, what if that's the same case? Now, this kind of has, Contagion came from animals. The coronavirus that's going around came from animals, so it's kind of interesting how that works. Let's see here. It's okay. So the actual known name for the coronavirus, the one that everybody's freaking out about, is the 2019 nCoV. So noro means new. Noro coronavirus. So it's a new coronavirus that they just recently found. So that's kind of interesting. And Wuhan, China, has 2 weapons-grade biology research laboratories. Coincidence? Both were active at the time and one of them was actively researching existing coronavirus strains. Okay, so you can't tell me that's not a coincidence. I mean, it's there, it's true, and they've already, Chinese officials have already reported that these two laboratories are there, but then they're trying to now report or deny the existence of. So it's kind of interesting. The Umbrella Corporation. Now, if you ever watch old movies, video games, stuff, Resident Evil, the Umbrella Corporation had a red and white logo in the shape of an umbrella. Okay. Now, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Okay, this is one of the labs that was mentioned just a second ago. Okay. It has a blue and white logo exactly like the logo for the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil. Now, some are saying that that's just a coincidence. That, I'm sorry, I don't think that is. That's kind of interesting, I mean, conspiracy theories can go all over the, for this whole thing. I mean, is the New World Order part of this? I mean, there's so much that can be going on. Was this an accidental exposure that got out into the public? That's how it all starts, is accident. I'm throwing my hand quotes up in there. But now it just so happens that the company that had the blue and white logo has changed their logo and the colors of the logo, trying to say, oh, we are a skincare technology facility, not a weapons-grade biochemical facility. So I don't know exactly with that. But also, Corona is an anagram for raccoon. I'm just saying, it just sounds weird, but you can mix the words up, scramble the words in raccoon and create the word Corona without getting rid of any of the letters or adding any letters. So, probably a couple of you are probably trying to start to write this down. Trust me, I did it like 3 times just to make sure that I wasn't missing something. But they claim now it's a skincare facility, which I think that's a bunch of BS. So, and again, the New World Order, if you listened to one of my episodes a little while back where I talked about the Denver International Airport and, how the New World Order is effectively starting to take over and create this New World Order, I guess you could say, that they've been trying to do. I think we could be hitting that stage in the world. Again, I don't think it was an accidental release. I honestly think that, this is lab created. Just by reading everything that I've read, that I think it's part of population control. I mean, if you look at it, I know this sounds weird, but China is so overly populated, they can barely take care of themselves. Hey, so what if that was released in China for them to thin the herd, so you could say, or is it an attack against them or an attack against, others, and China considers it collateral damage? I mean, now I'm a little freaking out, scaring myself. I'm just waiting for somebody to knock on the door. And if that happens, and I'm sitting right next to a window right here behind me, God only knows if I see a red dot popping on my head. But it's the hard part. We don't know if it's an accidental release, deliberate release, or an act of God. I guess at this point, only time's going to tell exactly, what we're looking at. So that's the end of that one. I can go on and on. I might actually do an episode strictly on the coronavirus. That might be cool to do. But then, I noticed that every episode I do, my biggest downloads come from Washington, D.C., which I think is really interesting. But, next thing you know, I'm going to have black suits knocking on my door. I guess I should be ready for it. I'm probably on some list somewhere. Hey, you know what? I'm not like promoting this or anything, but during the Super Bowl, they announced Mountain Dew Zero. That's actually really good. I'm not a fan of the Diet Mountain Dew, but this Mountain Dew Zero, I like it a lot. Being diabetic, I love Mountain Dew, and I haven't had Mountain Dew in years. So, alrighty. So the next one this is something that I wish I could have thought about, but you know what? I'm going to use it from everything from now on for the rest of my life. Trial by combat. That's right. Okay, we got a Kansas man. He wants to settle an ugly custody battle with a trial by combat with Japanese swords with his ex-wife. How awesome was that? I mean, I got 2 Japanese swords right up here right now. I mean, hell, that might be the way to go in life. You know, trial by combat. You know, the victor. That's how we'll decide the victor. Maybe we should do that with people in government. You know, you want to be the governor, you want to be the president. Trial by combat. That's right. I'm game. All right. So this guy's name is David. Okay, he claims his ex-wife Bridget and her attorney have destroyed him legally in their small Iowa town. Now, he is a Kansas man, but I don't know, maybe that's near there. I don't know, but I'm just reading it, how the news put it out, which is really interesting. So he put in his filing to the judge, I wish to give them the chance to meet up on the field of battle where I will rend their souls from their bodies. I'm telling you, isn't that awesome, right? Isn't that awesome? And so he's asked the judge to give him a 3-month delay so he could obtain Japanese samurai swords for his planned combat. Okay, now everybody, you may be thinking, oh my God, this is the United States. We don't do that here. But guess what? It's actually not against the Constitution. It's not. It was never actually taken out of many different states' courts on how to handle disputes. It sits in the back of many as a legal way to find or not file to solve a dispute in court. Seriously. So he says that he's willing to let her attorney stand in as her champion on the field, which, if many of you know medieval times, if the person was unable to fight for themselves, they were able to select a champion to fight for them. And you know, I think that's got to be pretty that's interesting, and I'm curious to see if that will actually fly. I'm watching it repeatedly. I constantly am checking for trial by combat. I'm laughing about it because I think it's just awesome. I mean, maybe we should go back to like what I think it was Alexander Hamilton. You know, he did the duel with the guns. Maybe we should go back to that. I mean, you know, quick draws. I mean, there might be a lot less bickering and complaining out there. All right, so yeah, trial by combat. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so my next topic. This plant-based food stuff is getting obnoxious. Okay, now I admit I've had the Burger King one, Beyond Meat. It was pretty good. I admit it. But there are things that you do not mess with when it comes to Beyond Meat, in my book. Tacos and fried chicken. Now, a couple episodes ago, you heard me go rant and rave at KFC about their fried chicken skins and how they're doing it in Indonesia, but they're not doing it here. And, yeah, I got to say that I think I'm done. I've had it with KFC. I mean, I'd rather not eat fried chicken because I know they're going to ruin it for me. But KFC plans on selling Beyond Meat plant-based fried chicken in the southern U.S. Okay, Beyond Meat is an actual business name. It's not just the type of food. It is a business name. It is a market. It is an actual type of fake food, vegan food, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but it's weird. Beyond Meat is not meat, but you want it to taste like meat. Well, hell, cows have been doing that for years. They've been taking stuff that's not meat and turning it into meat. I'm just saying. You know, that's just my opinion. But let's see here. McDonald's, Burger King, and Dunkin' have imitation meat products on their menus now, and it seems to be really taking off. Burger King says that they've had their highest profits in years by doing this. So KFC is launching the first plant-based chicken. Yeah, if you can only see my face on the radio here, but those of you on Twitch, yeah, you could see it. Yeah, plant-based chicken. Okay. It's said to have 80 calories per piece. And it looks a bit like a fried chicken nugget with the texture and the feel of chicken. Okay, first off, if you're trying to say you're selling me fake fried chicken, but it looks a bit like it, you can't even make it look like fried chicken. All right. It's going to be available next month in dozens of stores around Nashville, Tennessee, and Charlotte, North Carolina. So any of my viewers from Nashville and Charlotte, I need you to do me a favor. Okay? I need you to go to Pappy Hour or Adventures with Pappy on Facebook. Download me a picture of you eating this junk and tell me if it's any good. I'm serious. I've got to see people's actual faces. Is it people that tell me, oh yeah, it's great. I want to see people eating it, because the second that stuff hits your mouth, I mean, I'm telling you, you cannot ruin fried chicken for me like this. So it says here, creating a muscle-like fibrous texture is very important when imitating chicken, because that's what humans have come to expect when they bite into a piece of meat. Yeah, okay, right. Let's see here. KFC has over 23,000 stores in more than 140 countries. Okay, but then again, it goes right back to the Colonel's Chicken in Louisville, Kentucky. Whoop, whoop, Kentucky. Back in the 40s. But apparently, they already have a strong relationship with Beyond Meat. I'm really having a hard time. Then they're eyeing an entry into China. Maybe Wuhan, put this thing out so they wouldn't get this freaking, imitation meat crap. Hey, let's see here. I'm looking on my Twitch right now. I've got 2 people that are coming on, listening live right now. We got, of course, my son. It's Bustin' Jeeber. Hey, Bustin'. And then we got Flesh Lux. Okay, just so you guys know, I'm actually filming my podcast right now that's going to be going on my podcast stations while on Twitch, and you two are the first ones on. Congratulations, you should be proud of yourselves. Alrighty, let's see here. Back to this nasty KFC chicken filth. So let's see here. They say there's going to be a strong demand for imitation fried chicken. I don't know. They say that it's expected to be $140 billion, worth $140 billion over the next decade. So I don't know if imitation meat chicken is something that I really want to even try. I mean, just looking at the picture that I have right here, I mean, it looks like, I don't know. I don't even know what it looks like. Doesn't even look like fried chicken. Yeah. Right. Well, Beyond Meat, you need to stay the hell away from our chicken. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Then we've got an interesting segment to cover. So I had told you earlier at the beginning, we had a Kansas man that robbed a bank to escape something. Now, having been married twice, getting ready for number 3, and I'm feeling confident about number 3. Third time's the charm for me. This Kansas man robbed a bank last September and told police he was hoping that he could get caught so he can get prison time to escape his wife. But then here's the fun thing. Okay, so he gets arrested thinking he's going to go to jail, not have to deal with his wife. They confined him to 6 months home confinement. So under house arrest for 6 months. Talk about punishment. Oh, hell, man. He took the guilty plea in January and told the judge he had heart surgery, left him depressed when he committed the bank robbery. And then his public defender told the court he had lived a law-abiding life and was in a stable relationship with his wife. He has 4 stepchildren, and then the bank note said he was demanding cash while warning he had a gun. This guy, Kansas man, his last name is Ripple, took the money. He only got $2,924 from the teller. It went to sit in the lobby, and where a security guard told him that's the guy you're looking for. So the guy robs the bank, sits down in the lobby, and waits for the police to arrest him. I'm telling you, this guy's a class act here. But the note, he told investigators, he wrote the note in front of his wife telling her he would rather be in jail than at home. So, wow. That's, I don't know if you call that a stable relationship, but damn. That's got to be interesting. All right, so my rant. I get every episode I do a rant. Okay, this is one of my favorite parts. Now, I hate politics. Those of you that know me know I hate politics. I was actually going to run for mayor of Peoria, Arizona, and my platform was going to be politics sucks. I'm not spending $1 on this campaign. And actually, believe it or not, I had a lot of people saying, go for it. You know, that's the way we need it. I hate politics. I hate the little bickering that goes back and forth. The State of the Union just recently happened. And it just shows you how divided our country is. Trump wouldn't shake Pelosi's hand. Well, I wouldn't either. I mean, I wouldn't shake her with your hand. I'm just saying. And then Pelosi decides to tear up Trump's speech right behind him at the end of it. Okay. Which both childish, disrespectful, but I believe the second, Pelosi's bit, was the most disrespectful out of the whole State of the Union, because there were names of people, names of fallen, soldiers. There are names of code talkers, military, police officers, all kinds of different names. She's tearing that up. As far as I'm concerned, she was disrespectful to them. She could have quietly just tossed it in the trash or waited until the camera was over, but, she had to do that then. Now, that just shows you, though, that in the last year, 2019, just shows you that Congress didn't do a damn thing. And so, that being said, Pappy is officially announcing his run for the 2020 presidency. That's right. I'm not spending a damn $1. Yep, I hate politics. So go ahead and write my name in. If I get enough votes, I'll make sure to start firing everybody in there. I got it. You got it. You heard from me. As of today, February 9th, 2020, I'm going to fire them all. Okay? So what do you think about that? Great. All right. Now, I used to have a segment in here called the Story of the Week, but I decided to change it because being a dad of 4, which soon I'm going to have 4 more blended into my family. Of course, they're all in their 20s, except for my 2 littles. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and then let's see here, I've got Busted Jeeber, which is 23, right, Bustin? And then I've got Regina, she's 22, and then on the Raina side, we've got 4 more over there, and they're all in their 20s, so it's going to be a really good blended family. So what's best? Dad jokes. Everybody loves dad jokes. I love dad jokes. As a matter of fact, I have a calendar on my desk where I could peel the pages off every day and read dad jokes. All right, so dad jokes. Let's see if you guys can get this. What did the drummer call his twin daughters? And a 1 and a 2. Oh, yeah, right? I know. That's probably the best one you've heard. Okay, but I got one even better. This is for you computer junkies out there. What's Forrest Gump's password? 1 Forrest 1. I know, right? I can hear you all laughing and screaming through the computer. It's amazing. It's amazing. Alrighty, let's see here. Useless facts of the week. Everybody knows I'm full of useless facts, so let's get some useless facts in here, just so that I can impart my wisdom. And because as we start winding down the show, I want you to know that I want to leave you a better person than you were when you came on the show or listened to the show. So I'm going to give you some useless facts. So Flesh Lux and Busted Jeeber are the only 2 people that I happen to have on the Twitch line right now. Maybe you can use these useless facts one day with a girlfriend or something, okay? All right. Most American car horns honk to the musical key of F. Yep. I know you're all going to go out there and you're going to honk your horn. Yep. But I said American cars. None of that Toyota stuff and all that other stuff. American made. America. Okay. Now, Barbie. I have two littles. Whoop, my phone's ringing here. I've got two littles. And they love to play with Barbie. So I had to look up something about Barbie. You know, she actually has a full name. Her full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. Interesting, huh? Then we've got 101 Dalmatians, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, and Mulan are the only Disney cartoons that were made into movies where both parents are present or not dead, or do not die throughout the movie. And I know you're mind blown right now. I know you are. Okay. And then, those of you that follow my other show, Adventures with Pappy, know it's all about historical facts, all that stuff. So let's do a couple historical facts for you. On this day in 1961, President Kennedy approved the Medicare program, which, because of our wonderful Congress, is totally destroyed. And then, in 1950, the cost of a stamp went up from 1 penny to 2 pennies. 2 cents to mail. Now it's 50 cents to mail anything, and that's just the start of it. Kind of crazy. Well, that about wraps up my first Twitch live stream of Pappy Hour and my 21st episode of Pappy Hour. You can check out and download my app, Pappy Hour, on Google Play and iTunes, so that way you have all of my podcasts at your fingertips, because we know when you're having a bad day, Pappy makes it better. Then you can take me everywhere you go, and I don't care. You could sit on the toilet and listen to me. As long as you listen to the shows, that's what I need. Okay. You can like my Facebook page, Pappy Hour. I also have one for Adventures with Pappy. Check us out on YouTube, Pappy Hour, which you can listen to the podcast. And you can check out our shows, Adventures with Pappy, on Adventures with Pappy on YouTube. You can subscribe to those channels so that you never miss anything. And we can also be found on various different podcast formats. So I appreciate you guys listening in. And thank you, everybody, for everything. I hope you guys had a good time listening in.
Why don't you pack up your bags and take your ass back home? This is my home, and son, I'm mad as hell. I think whooping your ass is worth a couple nights in jail. There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit called PC. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess with generally. And you have a right to burn my flag, and I have a right to kick your